Welcome to History of Abnormal. This is Krista and Tatiana Hogan's unbelievable story. Imagine being born into a world where your thoughts are never truly private, where the taste of food, the sound of laughter, even the flicker of an image behind your eyelids can be felt not only by you, but by another person, instantly. Imagine living every day knowing that your secrets may not exist, and yet also knowing you are never, ever alone. This is not science fiction. This is the life of Krista and Tatiana Hogan, two sisters from Canada who share something so rare, so extraordinary, that researchers call them a living miracle. They are conjoined twins, joined at the head, but more than that, their brains are connected by a neural bridge across their thalamus. And because of this, they can do what no other humans on Earth can. They can see through each other's eyes. They can taste what the other eats. They can feel what the other feels. And in moments too strange to explain, they seem to share thoughts. But what does this mean for science, for the human future, and for the mysteries of consciousness itself? Could the Hogans be a window into a world where we are all connected? Or are they simply a medical anomaly never to be repeated? Tonight, we are going deep into their story, the science, the myths, and the unsettling conspiracies around what it might mean if human beings could one day merge their minds.
Krista, what's Mommy holding?
A piggy.
That's right, Mommy's holding the piggy.
Part 1. The beginning. Krista and Tatiana were born in 2006 in British Columbia. Doctors expected the worst. Most craniophagus twins joined at the skull, do not survive infancy. Yet from the very start, these two girls defied the odds. Soon it became clear they were not like other conjoined twins. Tests revealed an unprecedented connection. A bridge linking their thalami, the central hub of the brain where sensory information is processed. The thalamus is sometimes called the brain's switchboard, relaying vision, sound, taste, and touch to the rest of the cortex. By sharing a thalamus bridge, Krista and Tatiana could transmit signals directly. That meant they weren't just physically connected, they were neurologically connected. Their brains were, in some ways, a single system. Doctors and neuroscientists were stunned. If one twin tasted ketchup, the other might react with delight or disgust, even without touching the food. If one twin looked at a pinguin, the other could describe it without ever turning her head. Even brain scans showed patterns lighting up in both girls simultaneously, as if the boundary between self and other had been erased. Pause for a moment and think about this. What would it mean if your every sensation could be shared with another person? Could you handle it? Or would it drive you mad? Tell us in the comments. Would you want to live with a shared mind? Part 2. The science of shared minds. To understand just how radical this is, we need to look closer at the thalamus. Every sound you hear, every light you see, every touch you feel, passes through this deep relay station before it reaches consciousness. Now imagine a physical bridge between two thalami. Information doesn't stop at one brain. It flows across. Neurologists call this a thalamic bridge. It's so rare that no other known living case exists with this degree of connectivity. Other conjoined twins may share blood, organs, even skull bones. But Krista and Tatiana share signals, neural data. This raises profound questions. Do they truly read each other's minds? Or is it more like a constant feedback of sensation? Some reports suggest they can anticipate each other's words. Others say they sometimes finish each other's sentences before the thought has even fully formed. If true, this is beyond empathy, it's direct communication. It's as if their brains are plugged into the same circuit. Now here's the question for you, the viewer. If scientists could build technology to connect human brains in the same way, like an artificial thalamic bridge, would you volunteer to try it? Who would you connect with and why?
Krista first. Krista, shut your eyes. I'm going to touch somewhere on Sissy. You got to tell me where it is, okay? Yep. Now where? Very good. Now where am I touching?
Yeah.
Very good. Now where am I touching?
Yeah. the nose.
Very good. It actually takes a lot more effort for them to see things through each other's eyes than it does to feel things.
What color is it?
Purple and white.
Oh, you got purple.
Taddy, can you tell me what color this is?
Pink.
Very good.
When you wake up in the morning, do you talk with your mouth or do you talk in your heads?
Heads.
Part 3, lives entwined. But remember, Krista and Tatiana are not experiments. They are children, now teenagers, who live every day with this reality. They have different personalities. Krista is often described as more outspoken, Tatiana as quieter. They argue, they laugh, they even try to keep secrets from one another. Though how possible that really is, only they know. This is one of the strangest paradoxes of their existence. They are separate minds with individual tastes, dreams, and identities. Yet they are also fused in ways we cannot comprehend. Can individuality survive when every thought echoes? Or does individuality become stronger when you must constantly define yourself against the other? It's a question philosophers dream about. But for Krista and Tatiana, it's daily life. Imagine you had no privacy. Would you still feel like you? Or would you slowly dissolve into we? Comment below. What would frighten you most about sharing a mind? Part 4. The mystical parallels. Throughout history, people have told stories of twin souls, psychic bonds, and strange synchronicities between loved ones. How many times have you heard someone say they just knew when a family member was in danger? How many parents wake in the night seconds before their child cries? How many couples claim to finish each other's sentences or even feel the same pain? Skeptics call this coincidence. Believers call it spiritual connection. But in Krista and Tatiana, we see a living model for how such a bond might actually work. The bridge in their brains makes their connection real and measurable. Could ordinary human connections be a weaker echo of the same principle? An invisible bridge of empathy, or even quantum entanglement at the level of consciousness? Conspiracy theorists argue that governments and researchers are already studying this, hoping to engineer telepathic soldiers or collective workforces. Science fiction? Maybe. But in 2013, scientists at Harvard successfully transmitted simple signals between the brains of rats. At the University of Washington, researchers achieved direct brain-to-brain communication between humans using EEG and magnetic stimulation, transmitting yes or no answers without speech. If it can happen in a lab, how far could it go? Stop and think. If mind-to-mind communication became possible, what would it do to society? Would it unite us or destroy privacy forever? Share your thoughts. Part 5. The surgical temptation. Doctors were once asked if Krista and Tatiana could be separated. The answer was chilling. Not without killing one or both. Their neural bridge makes them inseparable. For the girls, separation would mean death. But for science, the very fact they are alive proves something once thought impossible, that two minds can partially merge without losing themselves entirely. Now, imagine surgeons one day attempting to create such a connection intentionally. Would it be the next revolution in human evolution, creating hive minds, shared intelligence, and perfect empathy? Or would it be the ultimate nightmare, stripping us of individuality? This isn't fantasy. Neurotechnology companies like Neuralink are already working on brain-computer interfaces that blur the line between private thought and shared network. Some futurists even predict a global brain where human consciousness merges digitally. Could Krista and Tatiana be the first natural blueprint of that future? Part 6, the human mystery. Beyond the science, there is a haunting beauty to their story. Two sisters, bound together, living each day with the constant presence of the other. They can never be truly alone, but they can also never be truly free. It forces us to confront what it means to be human. Are we defined by our individuality or by our connections? If our thoughts are no longer private, is that loss, or is it the ultimate form of love? What do you think? If you had the choice, would you live inside a shared mind forever, or would you choose solitude, even at the cost of loneliness? Comment below. Part 7. Closing reflection. Krista and Tatiana Hogan challenge every boundary we thought separated science from spirituality. They are proof that minds can merge, that empathy can be physical, and that individuality is more resilient than we imagine. Their story is not just about two girls. It is about us all, about whether humanity is destined to remain islands or to become an ocean, flowing into one another until the word I is lost in the endless tide of we. One day, technology may give us the choice to share our minds as they do. The question is, will we take it? This has been History of Abnormal, where we uncover the lives and mysteries that defy explanation. If this story fascinated you, subscribe, share, and join the conversation. Because sometimes the strangest lives reveal the deepest truths about us all. Thank you so much for listening. Stay connected as new stories unfold weekly.